Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Hannah Horror live again on a lovely Friday night. Hey now. All right, we'll take a few minutes, get everything settled in. It's a beautiful, lovely Friday night here at Christian Hannah Horror. And tonight's movie of choice is actually, if I can grab the DVD case for you. Tonight's movie of choice is the beautiful and lovely Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake. A classic. One of the few remakes where, I prefer it over the original, which is a rare thing, but I do enjoy the 1990s Night of the Living Dead. So we'll get a few minutes, let everybody get settled in, let people join in the wonderful world of Christian Hannah Horror. Alrighty then. Guys, this is how much I love you. I'm exhausted, but I know that I want to be here for you guys. So, with that being said, I'm here. Welcome, Geek Out Cinema. How are you doing? It's great to see you this evening. So, another beautiful night with Christian Hannah Horror. We're here tonight. And let's get this movie started, and we'll get some people in. We might have another special guest. Oh! Corner. The man. Everybody check out, I can't praise him enough, check out Michael Golden and The Outsiders, one of the greatest records I've ever heard in my life. He specifically has a song called Not My Place that is one of the most beautiful songs I have ever heard, legitimately ever heard. Such a lovely song. So, I can't tell you enough how beautiful of a song it is. So, absolutely, Mike's Horror Corner. So like I said, we're getting our night's movie started. This is the beautiful 1990 version of Night of the Living Dead featuring Tony Todd, one of the greats in the horror world. I think this was really, in particular, one of my favorite performances. Tony Todd. As great as Candyman was, I think that Candyman was Tony's greatest, feat. But he did such an amazing job in the 1990 remake. I think he really did a fabulous job. You think Tom Savini did a great job on this as well. Do you guys prefer the 1990 remake over the 1968 version of Night of the Living Dead? I have to say, like I said, I think it is a better version. For those of you coming in, welcome to Christian Hannah Horror Live. It is a lovely Friday night, and the feel is right. So, here we go. We're getting this night started. All right, let's see what we got going on. So I've got these little guys. I had gotten at Target a while back. These are the Universal Horror Monsters.
Death, eternal punishment for anyone who opens this casket in the name Amun-Ra. Good heavens, what a terrible curse.
These are cool. I got these from Target. And here's the Frankenstein. Let me show you this one. I love this one. It's a Frankenstein. And here's actually the creature from the Black Lagoon, which he's got an outfit on.
I have never seen anything like this before.
A great piece. I really do like that. So, um, so that's tonight's topic. I'd like to have is remakes. Are there? Can you name some remakes that you prefer over an original version of a movie? And vice versa. Which remakes do you not like at all? Which remakes do you hate? Would not like to watch at all? That's tonight's discussion I'd like to talk about. So remakes, I will start it off. Let's just go right ahead and dive into this. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Let's talk about it. Who actually enjoys the remake? Who actually enjoys the remake of Rob Zombie's Halloween? And not necessarily do you prefer it. You can tell me, do you prefer it over the original? What? But tell me who enjoys the remake of Rob Zombie's Halloween. And then we'll go from there, but I figured let's just dive right into the nasty one. So we're talking about, welcome new viewers, the remake trend. Who is a fan of certain remakes? Let's talk about remakes we enjoy. Let's talk about remakes we don't enjoy. Specifically right now, I want to know you guys' opinion on Rob Zombie's Halloween. Is it a remake you do enjoy? It gets a lot of flack, a lot of hate. But there are also those who really enjoy the movie. So that's tonight's discussion, is where do you fall in that category? I cannot wait to hear your answers. Eagle Eye Tiger says he likes it. And I'd love to get Mike's Horror Corner says, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween. I understand the hate, but I always have enjoyed it.
You okay? There's something we can do to help?
Eagle Eye says, so different, glad there was you so different, glad there was a part 2. Does that mean you like that part 2 was a lot different? Tristan Sitz, sorry. I like the original, but I like Rob's perspective on it more. We'll talk about Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 up here in a second. My thing is, when it pertains to Rob Zombie, I'm a big fan of Rob himself. I think Rob does a great job with movies. I think he does great stuff. He's got a great style, and I do feel that maybe the original, Halloween he did was a little bit jarring, maybe a little too in the style of Rob Zombie, maybe. But I will say that I do also really like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I think Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is more enjoyable for me. And I'll tell you why, because he really let the gloves off. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was just he went wide open with it. There wasn't really a to follow. He just kind of said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go all out. It's going to be crazy, and we're going to do it. So I got a guest coming up here in a second, waiting on Jeremy to stop by. He had such a good time with you guys last time that he would love to talk to y'all again. For those who are just now joining us, this is Christian Horror. Welcome to another live stream. So we're getting settled in. So let me situate something here. Y'all hang tight on Christian Hannah Horror. All right. Excuse me. All right, here we go. 1 second, yo. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. Getting things figured out. It's always a hassle with when Christian Hart tries to get this situated. Aaron Touche, how are you doing? Right. So that's what we were talking about. I think Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was more enjoyable. Here's the thing: when you have a movie that's got it's already got its template. It's easy to dislike something that follows thereafter, and because you always have something to compare it by. Now, with that being said, there he is. All right, we got Jeremy back.
Yeah, you got to do it through Facebook for mine for some reason. All right,
tonight's topic is horror remakes, and I just dove right into Halloween. We're gonna go ahead and just talk about how we feel about Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2.
Halloween.
And whether we think it's good or not.
I love Rob Zombie stuff. You know me, though. I'm kind of, I guess, partial to Rob Zombie. Actually, I was just reading up on some stuff. Did you see, not to divert too much, but did you see the new interview with Danielle Harris about what she had?
I did. I saw a caption. She wasn't exactly thrilled about being left out.
She said she was bummed out. So I was just reading up on this a second ago. She said in a Facebook post, which has been deleted now, I don't know what happened there, but she said there's no feud between her and Jamie Lee Curtis. The two actresses have never met. There's no feud between her and John Carpenter. They've only met once, and the filmmaker had no idea who she was. She is genuinely disappointed at not being invited to participate in the reboot. The fact that Laurie Strode is going to have a daughter seemed like a perfect opportunity to bring back the characters together, especially since Carpenter has insisted this will be the very last Halloween movie ever. Harris's manager indeed made overtures to Blumhouse and Green, expressing the actress's desires to participate, even in a small way. Her request was rejected. So this came from WorldFreakNews.com. I was just reading that, and she said, personally, I mean, I'm bummed that I'm not a part of something that could be super cool, especially if it's the last one. This is just so sad that it's all done. But I've done 4 movies. I'm more than happy with what I've had from the franchise so far. Maybe one day I'll meet Jamie Lee Curtis and we'll see. But I definitely 100% will be at the theater checking it out. So it seemed like she was in good spirits about it, at least, even though they didn't let her back on. I don't know why they wouldn't let her back on. That's a little weird to me, especially if Strode's going to have a daughter, and I heard that there's going to be a granddaughter. So,
I think, let me get this turned up a little bit. You know, the thing about Danielle is a lot of fans, Halloween fans, really do like her. That she's one of the most favorited people. Some people enjoy those movies with her in them so much, 4 and 5, especially 4. You know, and I know there would be a somewhat of an outcry on that. I just don't think that the producers. How you doing, Pumpkinhead? That's the troll guy. I just don't see some of the producers just thinking she's the. Maybe her name's just not even getting brought up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see it, but it's such a discombobulated thing. You know, she was supposed to be Jamie's daughter in 4 and 5, but Jamie was supposed to be dead, and then you go to H2O, and now she was never dead, and it really ignored 4 and 5. So you got movies going on. This gets ignored, then this gets ignored, then she's another character in the remake, which I don't care about that, but I don't know. I don't even know that John Carpenter has even seen any of those movies besides 1 and 2 and 3, obviously, since he produced it. But did the music for it, but maybe when it came to John Carpenter, he didn't even know who that is, so it wasn't even something that was possibly brought up, and maybe the producers don't want her. I don't know, but it's kind of a shame. But at the same time, we got such a nasty timeline that at some point some things got to stop making sense. But at the same time, Jamie Lee Curtis died in Resurrection, so who's to say what really makes sense or not? You know, it's just such a mess. But that's a shame. Everybody likes Jamie.
It'll still make more sense than the Cult of Chucky. So that's for damn sure. Other than that, and not to stray you too far off if you're getting into the Halloween thing, but did you hear about what? Pull this up real quick because I don't have any misinformation. But what Adam Green did to fans?
No, I have not heard about Adam in the news lately. Besides, he filmed another movie, which I need to get some.
So this was really cool. What movie did you hear about that he filmed?
Victor Crowley.
Yeah. So it said that people were attending the 10th anniversary of Hatchet, and instead of him playing Hatchet, they went in and he showed them Victor Crowley, which is the 4th installment of that franchise. And he said that the release date will be on Blu-ray February the 6th. So we don't have long to wait. And we will be able to purchase Victor Crowley.
I'm so excited about that.
Movie. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm excited to see that. I really like the Hatchet stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, Danielle, she died, didn't she? In the last. Spoiler alert.
In 3, or like she dies in. I don't see. I haven't seen 3 very often. It's my favorite.
I think she no, didn't really show. Yeah, my wife just yelled. She said she didn't show. But it was like she was really close to death. I thought maybe she died. I couldn't remember. And then also, what was really cool, some more news that just came out is Key and Peele, right? Christian?
Yeah, one of the gentlemen that just did Get Out.
Yeah, Jordan Peele just did Get Out. Well, apparently, him and his production company, Monkey Paw, they are taking a stab at horror now, and he is going to reboot the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, and he's going to be running it on CBS All Access. So I'm pretty curious to see where that goes. I kind of that's one of those original shows that I don't feel like you should mess with, but
nothing's off limits apparently.
Matt, I've never heard of Don't Eat the Gum.
Don't Eat the Gum is a company that I don't know if they're a monthly subscription type thing, but they send you these mystery type boxes like a horror block or a loot crate or something like that. And a lot of times they have these old, Jeremy, you've probably seen them. They sell like these old vintage trading cards and stuff like that, kind of like baseball style cards. And they would come with the packs of bubble gum in them. And this guy, I don't know if he stumbled upon some giant warehouse of this or whatnot, but he'll send you some of these old vintage things from the late 80s, early 90s, and they'll have those packs of gums in them. And that's the name of his company. It's called Don't Eat the Gum. I guess you got to be literal because people are stupid. Because the gum. Yeah. So, but he actually, if you check him out, I think he's got a Facebook page, Don't Eat the Gum, and really cool cities actually gotten from them before. It was like a mystery type box, and it comes with these old vintage cool things. So they're a cool little company. So if you check, they have a Facebook page. I'm 90% sure. I think Matt's actually shared them on there. So that's a good page to look at. Don't Eat the Gum. They got some pretty cool stuff.
Cool. All right. And if nobody else has heard, they have the trailer out for the second remake of George Romero's Day of the Dead. So they got a remake for that coming out.
Oh, fuck. That's my favorite one. Jesus, don't remake it. I'm sick of
the second remake, man. Well, it's the remake from the '08 remake. So the '08 one didn't do too well. They even called disastrous in some circles. So I don't know, but it's being remade.
Christian, did they ever release a 1/1 scale Jester from Puppet Master? I see you have the whole collection so far. Yes, they do have a Jester. Just never got around to getting it. That's actually the one I wanted the most. The thing about it, you know, Full Moon will have them, and in the blink of an eye, they'll be sold out again. So Jester was never one that I got, although in the movies, he was my favorite. I used to tell Sydney, like me and Sydney, this is how me and Sydney, my wife, talk. We'll be watching Puppet Master, and I'll be like, Sydney, which one are you? And she'll tell you, oh, I'm Blade or something. And I'll be like, I'm Jester, because I'll be the one that doesn't hurt anybody. Like, I'll be the chicken shit one that doesn't fight at all. I'll just poke my head out every now and again and show my face while people are dying, and then poke my head back out. The Jester one's cool. I'd like to get one. The only thing that's shitty about the puppet, the replica, is the head doesn't flip around like it have two faces. I think it's only got the one face. So, yeah, Pumpkin, they got torches on Full Moon right now, I think. They don't have the ones like that, though. What they call them the stealth, they just black clothing, which I really don't like that. I prefer to have them with the original clothes, but, you know, what are you going to do? But yeah, check fullmoondirect.com. They release that stuff fairly, you know, or they stock them fairly often. Matt the Collector asks, I asked if you were looking forward to see Victor Crawley, Christian. Well, hell yeah. I made a video a while back on that. Now, I don't know how true this is because I can't remember the source, but I heard that Adam was inspired again to do another Victor after the passing of George. I know that he had the 3 movies planned out. I do know that he's talked about that, and he was gonna, you know, lay off of the horror and try to do different things. But after he lost George Romero, which is apparently one of his biggest heroes, he was really inspired to go back to horror again. So he filmed Victor Crowley, and he filmed it very fast, from what I understand. And there was no convincing on Kane Hodder's part. As soon as it was brought to his attention, Kane was ready to start. So that's good. I hope it'll be good. Green does a very good job. So I think it's going to be pretty damn good.
That other movie, man, I was that the one that told you about that? Christian, you remember which one I'm talking about?
Which movie?
Digging up the marrow.
You'll have to remind me again. It's not ringing a bell.
Did you never watch it?
No.
All right. So, anybody out there, have you watched Digging Up the Marrow? Curious to know if you guys have watched it. If you haven't, you need to watch it. It's a pretty weird movie. It's got Corey Neal produced it, and it's got Ray Wise and Adam Green, and then all those guys are in it. It's really cool. So let's see the rundown. It stars as Green as a fictionalized version of himself, who, in the process of making a documentary about monsters, is contacted by a man played by Ray Wise who insists that he can prove monsters are real. You guys need to watch that. It's called Digging Up the Marrow. What, baby? Yeah, Ray Wise.
It's not on Netflix.
It's really cool.
Is it on Netflix for anybody or no?
I think, was it Netflix or Amazon that we watched it? I think Amazon, but I think it was a free movie on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, if you have a Prime account. But super good movie. It's about monsters. Adam Green is kind of going around pretending like he's making this documentary that this guy sent him. So it's like almost a found footage type style movie. Really good. Y'all should definitely check that out, though. So pull out the pens and papers and write that one down. Give it a shot.
Yeah. Here's another bit of news for anybody who is a fan of Stranger Things. Don't expect Stranger Things 3 until 2019.
Whoa.
David Harbour plays Jim Hopper on the series, confirms that we will be waiting until at least 2019 for the return of the Demogorgons. Variety magazine that the show's creators, the Duffer Brothers, need lots of time to work out the scripts. He quotes real quick. I mean, one of the things that's annoying for fans is that it takes a long time to do them. Like, you probably won't get season 3 until sometime at least 2019. But also part of the thing is, like any good thing, they need time, and those guys work so hard. I mean, they just sit in an apartment and write for 12, 14 hours a day. Doesn't surprise me. Hell, it seemed like it was a lifetime before season 2. And I guess season 2 got, good feedback. I'm such a picky person. I watched it. Sydney watched it. She loved it. I kept coming in and out of it. I liked some of the imagery in it. They had some cool Funko Pops from them. I like the little girl with the Michael Myers mask. That's cool. I guess I like the first season a little bit better. The bigger.
That was me. See, my wife really liked the second season better than the first. I liked the first season better. It had more of a eerie type 80s retro vibe to it, I guess, and the new season just kind of didn't take you to the same place. It was a lot more dark, I guess, in a sense. And it didn't seem to be as dramatic, like the climax to what was going on, And I guess, that kind of wears off with the newness of the show, because when you first watch it, you're like, all right, what the hell's going on? And then they find him, Will, later on and stuff. But I enjoyed it. I was kind of in and out like you, though. I tried to watch most of it.
Yeah.
But I did like the first one better. I can't believe they're waiting that long. I would definitely assume they did it every year, kind of like the American Horror Story.
Yep. I guess they, I don't know. I guess what's the point with Netflix, with them streaming everything on Netflix? I guess there's no rush. They don't have to have anything out by. I'm sure they already have I don't know if they have contracts where you have to have things out at a certain time or what, but
probably not.
They've got to be generating a lot of revenue to Netflix.
I mean, a lot of those people who are making series, I think that they only write for like 1 or 2 seasons ahead of time, and then
sure.
pitch at least 2 seasons,
Sure.
and then they just kind of see what it's going to do from there. There's no use in writing, 6 seasons worth of material if the show's not even going to get picked up.
Right.
So, I think you got to kind of either go back to the drawing board, which is good. It's exciting because I think that maybe that means that they're going to put a little bit more into it, a little more thought, and hopefully it'll be a better season than just coming out with a new piece of junk every year. American Horror Story, to me, it's kind of done that. The first American Horror Story season was awesome. The other ones just kind of started getting worse and worse, it seemed like. I don't know. To me, anyway. I don't know if you even followed those. But
yeah, Roanoke was my favorite one. I loved it.
The first one and Roanoke were my 2 favorites. And I think Roanoke was really my favorite. But
yeah.
I've never seen I Am Nancy. I don't even know what that is. The documentary I Am Nancy?
Yeah, Matt Hart got a DVD of that. I assume it's a documentary about Heather Langenkamp and Nightmare on Elm Street. Sydney asked, what's coming up? What's everyone's favorite holiday themed movie, horror related? At Christmas, after watching that, it's a classic. Silent Night, Deadly Night is kick ass. I need to go to FYE and pick up the Blu-ray for that. Black Christmas is so fucking brutal. It's just so brutal. I don't know, Jeremy, if you ever seen that. That's a classic. That's from '74.
I've got it. I've seen it. That's great.
Classic.
But holiday theme, Trick or Treat, bro. It's just so good.
Well, I imagine Sydney meant like Christmas, but as far as just, I don't know if she meant like holiday in general or just if she just meant Christmas holiday, but
yeah,
for Christmas, Black Christmas is nasty.
The Krampus stuff, okay. Did you watch any of that?
I thought Krampus was kind of like a pretty good. It felt like a Tim Burton type kind of movie.
Oh, dude, you remember the I don't know if anybody else remembered was it Jack Frost?
Oh, fuck yeah. The Killer Snowman.
Remember that? Yeah, the Killer Snowman. That was actually pretty cool.
Oh man. Yeah, I have I've got a VHS of that somewhere. With that was good stuff. I remember that's one of my biggest memories of going to Blockbuster back in the day, and my dad would take me back to the horror movies, and I always see that cover, and it would scare the shit out of me. But obviously, if you watch it now, it's like a beer drinking movie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And then there was also of the same exact title, Jack Frost, and it was a Michael Keaton movie. So
Michael Keaton.
how does that work? Is that title just is that there's no rights to the title of that or what? I mean, I guess there's old cartoon. I don't know.
I don't know exactly. I know that I got the two confused every once in a while, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm not watching the right one. And because the if you remember the horror one, it actually it fucked with you because it actually had on the cover, the slip cover was a regular snowman, and it was holographic. So when you changed it, that's when the snowman was like,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, so it almost looked like it was like this is just a little snowman movie. I don't know, man. It was almost like it was intentional. I don't know which one came out first either. So I'm not sure if the Michael Keaton movie came out first or.
Swear to God, I want to say it was the horror Jack Frost. I want to say that was 96. Sydney, somebody IMDb him, and I want to say that Michael Keaton's was 97. I could be wrong, but I'm usually pretty fucking good on the dates.
So 98 was Michael Keaton. And the horror movie was 97.
Oh, I was one off for both of them, but still, the horror one came out first.
1 year before. I mean, that's so crazy. I don't know, man. It was like a year before. So you know what that means is they probably were both in production at the exact same time, and then.
Very possible. Very possible.
Yeah. And then they just didn't know, you know. They were just like, well, it's got a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. Jack Frost does. But it says Google 74% like this movie. So
go ahead.
Whatever.
Like Matt the Collector says, one of his favorite things is the episode where Larry Drake is a crazy nut dressed up like Santa from Tales from the Crypt, season 1. Oh my goodness, absolutely. I don't know if you dove into that show, but the season 1 of Tales from the Crypt, when that Santa Claus episode, me and Cindy watched that. I remember we sat down, we were like, we're gonna watch Tales from the Crypt. And some of them were, like a struggle to get through, but I remember some of them were so kick-ass. And that episode, good in fact, that companies like Cavity Colors and whatnot made T-shirts of that episode, dedicated to that one episode. Like really cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
Hey, and we were talking about the Stranger Things stuff, and I'm gonna have to show everybody what my wife has done here at our house. So we did an upside down tree, and she actually put her Funko Pops on here, Christian.
Oh Lord!
She's got her Stranger Things Funko Pops as ornaments, and then she wrote, "Friends don't lie." I don't have to guess. She just put them on the branches, and then she made the Eggos and the Demigorgons, and then we actually have lights strung in our living room, and she actually made this too, which was really cool. So it's actually this light right behind her couch, and then the lights are all strung up in the house. Pretty neat little deal.
Oh, it looks fabulous.
I thought it was cool, man. It's pretty neat.
Oh, Sydney, being the trooper she is, she brought this out to me. Hold on, if I can get it. See, that's what people. That's like.
Oh, she brought it to you.
Yeah, and then there he is. So.
Yeah. See, he looks all kind of normal, and then he turns into the
Yeah. Look at the picture of the snowman on the back. Like, look how I can't believe as a kid that would scare me. Like, look how silly that looks.
Look, now looking at it now, it looks stupid as shit. But back in the day, it was scary stuff.
And the tagline even changes with it. When you see his face, it says Jack Frost, he's chilling, and then when you flip it, and killing.
Thank you, Eric.
Oh shit! Yeah. Let's see.
It's pretty. The upside down tree thing is pretty cool.
How did y'all hang that upside down? Like, obviously, I don't imagine it was a tree meant to be hung upside down. Like, how did you sit that in the base? Like, just the same way, balanced right, or what?
But you can't tell anybody. Did Jedi mind tricks, bro?
Fair enough.
No, so you can actually order them now. It's just a little kit on Amazon. So the tree is completely reversed, and it's got this little mounting bracket at the bottom, so the top of the tree just plugs into it. Oh, it came from Home Depot. Yeah. So, did we order it on Amazon? Yeah. We ordered it on Amazon, but it came from Home Depot.
Excellent. Count Von Strange.
Count.
Where will the presents go? That's another good. I guess you got to stick the presents on a roof.
No, the presents go under the tree, and now you've actually got more room for presents to go under the tree because you don't have this huge base at the bottom. We got more present space.
There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Or I could glue them onto the ceiling and be a real badass.
That's what I was saying. Count Von Strange, hey now. Good to see you. It's a Friday night and the feel is right.
We actually have a show tomorrow. Did you tell all these viewers to go like our band?
Not today. I typically, not that I have no problem doing it, but I'm typically just straight horror with these people. I don't usually go dive into my personal endeavors, but I'd be more than happy.
I know, but the band is called Dead by Dawn, so it's horror.
I will post a link. If you give me a second, people, I will post a link in the comment section to our Reverb Nation, and you can hear songs.
Matt, if you just got your second box, would you mind sharing what all you got in the box? Like just tell us what all you got in the box, or you can even send me a Facebook message. I'd like to see a picture. Let me log into my Facebook. I'd like to check out what that box is all about. Because I've been looking for a horror box, and, you know, I looked at a couple different ones, and I think that there's only, like, there was one that was supposed to be real badass, and then they stopped doing it. And I've been looking for something to subscribe to. I get this other box. It's called Best of Pete Code. Something like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, and Pumpkinhead, I would have mounted the tree from the ceiling, but I have vaulted ceilings, so I would have had a tree coming out of my ceiling at an angle. It would have been kind of weird. I couldn't do that. Oh, I forgot. I need to turn my phone sideways.
All right, I posted the link to my band in the comment section or the live chat section, and you are more than welcome to go over there and listen to it at your leisure. I think you will enjoy it. We don't suck.
We would actually love it if you go check us out.
Right. Count Austin Wilcutt. I'm glad to see you. I know you missed the last one, and your life was forever altered because of that. So great to have you with me.
See if I can get this phone to stay still.
Okay. Here's something from Pumpkinhead. I hope they don't do Stranger Things like they are doing The Walking Dead. Too many effing seasons. Kill Daryl already so people can go cry in the corner and be done with that show. 4 seasons is okay. Well, man, look, if it's making money, they're not going to stop it. I mean, it's the bottom line. You know, if they got the viewers, if there's an audience for it, rarely do shows cut out while it's still like, you know, back in the 80s, you had good shows that even when they were on top, so like Family Ties, for instance, that was a show that had millions of viewers a week when they decided to stop, and they stopped it when it was still good. You know what happens is shows sometimes they'll just get so played out that when it ends, it's like it's a good riddance type thing. It's finally. But you know what? I don't watch Walking Dead, so I don't have to worry about that. They could play it as much as they want. Now, it really upset me when they played all of it on the AMC Horror Fest during Halloween on AMC, which was really a bummer. But look, man, like I said, they're going to keep running that train as long as the money comes because they don't care about quality. You know, these days they all just want to make money. And yeah, Breaking Bad, I agree. Breaking Bad ended on a good note. I thought Breaking Bad was a fabulous show, and I didn't think I was going to like it. It seemed too kind of formal for me. It seemed like drug cartel and things like that. I don't know, but I really liked it. I really liked the Heisenberg character. Wasn't a Jesse fan. I thought he was a whiny little bitch.
Hey, Christian, they're saying that link didn't work. It's not letting me put websites into the address bar. So if you guys actually go to Facebook, it's facebook.com/Dead by Dawn fan page. DeadByDawnFanPage. Dead by Dawn fan page. Just a like would be great. From there, you can get all the links to our music, like Spotify and iTunes and all that good stuff if you want to check it out.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just got the link straight from the page. There must be something about posting stuff in these live chats. I don't know if they don't want you to see it from there or what. But
they might think it's a porn bot. You might be porn botting them.
I'll send you guys some porn pages. We can test that theory out. Walking Dead still has a lot of years left, in my opinion. Hey, like I said, if the money's pouring in, they'll keep that train rolling. You know.
I never watched Walking Dead. I never got into it. I watched like 2 episodes. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. I started it with it and quickly, I don't know. Count Fine Strange, he followed the band. I appreciate that. Count's a good guy. He's usually very supportive of the things I do. That means a lot too. I just like the page for y'all's band. I'll check it out tonight, Pumpkinhead. Thank you, Pumpkinhead.
If you get us likes, then we could come to your town and play for you and then hang out with you and check out horror stuff together.
That's right. Christian Horror is invading a town near you.
Man, I'm trying to get this camera moved somewhere. This has been a struggle for like 10 minutes now. Wait. Oh, I got it somewhere. I think I do. I can do other stuff. All right, Matt.
I'm in North Carolina. I don't know how far this is from y'all.
I've actually... What is it? Who said North Carolina?
Pumpkinhead.
North Carolina is pretty far, but we actually have been talking to people about trying to get on shows in some North Carolina areas. So don't count us out of North Carolina just yet.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, I need I definitely need a webcam.
Yeah, I got me one from I got a Logitech from Best Buy a while back. It's been my best friend. I do everything with this camera.
I'm working on an arrangement of contraptions to keep this phone with you. So
Count Fine Strange, is anyone hitting up any conventions in the near future? If God is my witness, I will be at Texas Frightmare again next year. I always have a blast, and I always hope that somebody will recognize me in a very selfish way. I always tell Sydney's like, is anybody going to recognize you this year from YouTube? And it hasn't happened, and I'm ready for it to happen. So if anybody could be at Texas Frightmare in May, Sydney, if you're watching, please let the people know who's going to be there this year. From what I understand, it's going to be a great lineup. Steve Dash from Friday the 13th Part 2. CJ Graham from Friday the 13th Part 6. I believe Kane Hodder again. Didn't go last year because I bought a house. Couldn't afford to go. But this year will be the year that Christian Hannah Horror will invade Texas Frightmare, and that's in May of 2018. So, Count Fine Strange likes your Alien poster, Jeremy.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. You know, I'm not a huge Alien collector. I think that's about the only thing I have from any of the Alien series. I like it. You know, I've always enjoyed the movies and Alien stuff. Right. Yeah, I got all the Alien Funko Pops, and I've got the whole collections of Alien and Predators and stuff. But as far as the toys and stuff, I just never got into it. So I think that's about all I got.
Speaking of Alien, Austin Wilcutt says, Christian, what do you think of Alien Covenant? I thought it was really weird. Yeah. I remember watching it, and I got into the Predator series, and I was like, well, you know, I watched Alien versus Predator, and it was crazy because a lot of people told me, typically was, man, it's bad, but it's good. So I watched it, and I agreed. I thought it was a pretty kind of funny movie. But then I did pick up Covenant from the store, and me and City watched it. And I remember thinking to myself, I kept looking at the cover of the movie to make sure I bought an Alien movie, because I'll be damned if there weren't any aliens to the last 5 minutes of the son of a bitch. It wasn't very thrilled with it.
You know, what's sad is I've been a career tattoo artist for 10 years now, and a horror collector all my life, and I've been to 0 conventions on tattooing or horror. That sucks. I really want to make it out to one of these conventions. So Christian, the next one you go to, I'm gonna have to plan on going with you.
Oh man, not only that, like once the ball will get closer to this, like starting next year, I'll get you the dates. Not only do I want to go, but I've been telling Sydney every year. It's funny because this is how we went. I remember the first year we went, me and Sydney were talking about it, and she goes, "Hey, they got this convention," and I was like, "You know what? We're gonna be dead one day, or getting close to being dead. We're gonna say, why didn't we just do this?" So we started doing it, and it was the most fun thing. I took my brother with me one year, and there was beer, there was wine, there was just horror music playing throughout the whole place, and they have all. Not only that, they got people who set up stands and they sell, horror stuff, T-shirts out of your ass. The coolest T-shirts you will never find on the internet. You won't find them in a store. You'll see people from horror movies, and it's so crazy because they're just standing there walking around. They're shaking hands. They're taking pictures of everybody. We got to see Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th Part 6. Coolest dude you'd ever meet. Just a regular human being. And it's crazy because you just see him on the movies. Nothing but a good experience every time I've went. The horror community is the nicest group of people I have ever seen in my life, especially on the internet. I rarely get people come up to me and just talk trash to me. Not that I give you any reason to, but just there's no hate. Everybody just likes to see what everybody's got. It really is great. I'm so proud that everybody in the horror world is just nice people. So it's always such a fun time. I want to get the whole backstage pass thing, where you can get in early on a Friday when all the horror actors are there. You can hang out with them. It's not even necessarily just a picture taking thing. You get to hang out and have a drink with Candyman. You could do this. You could do this. It's just so great. So I really want to go. I really want to go and try to hit up more than one day, because if you go one day, plan on getting autographs from people who don't really have big lines. Like if you want to get Kane Hodder's autograph, you're gonna wait in line. You're gonna wait in line for a long time. So you need to go more than one day if you need to do that, because a lot of those people you're gonna wait for hours. But some people you can get in line like that, and you can meet them, take pictures with them.
Now, Dave G said, question for you all. What's your favorite horror sequel? I can guarantee you Christian's is going to be Halloween 3.
That's my favorite horror movie. But I'll say yes.
It's still a sequel.
Yeah.
So he said, what's your favorite horror sequel? Mine would absolutely be Devil's Rejects. It's my favorite horror sequel. I liked House of Thousand Corpses, but Devil's Rejects, man, that movie came out at the right time. It was the right theme. It was something different, unique. It had the right amount of gore, the right amount of creep factor, the right amount of realism to it, I guess. You could kind of see that happen. And that's why I like the TCM stuff has always been my favorite. It's just because it's so realistic. You could actually see it happening. And I think that was just a badass follow-up. That's one of those where the sequel is better than the original. And it was definitely a different type of movie, especially for when it came out. So Devil's Rejects is mine. Christian?
It's funny you say that, because we've talked about this. I typically am a sequel whore, and I just usually like sequels more than the originals. That's one case where, and I'm not going to say it's better, but I love House Without the Corpses so much. I don't have any issue with Devil's Rejects. I think it's such a good movie. It's just too much daylight for me. I like that House Without the Corpses is such a dark looking film. There's not a whole lot of daylight in it, and it's darker. I like the way it looks, and I like how nasty and raw it is. But Devil's Rejects is obviously is an incredible movie. Some of the scenes with Spaulding in House of a Thousand Corpses, specifically that opening scene in the gas station, it's perfect to me. So I like the House of a Thousand Corpses a little bit better, but they're both incredible. Both incredible. I like Dr. Satan too.
Yeah, I mean, those scenes were really cool. But see, the whole daylight thing to me is that's kind of what gets me about it. You know, it's right out in the open. It's in your face. It's like, hey, you know, these guys are just traveling around, and you know, man, and that line in that movie, you know, where he just, I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work, and just smack, dude. That's just, it's such a great line. It's a good movie, and the crap that they did, you know. I'll take your wife's pussy and my gun barrel, man. Dude, come on, bro. Like, this is so crazy.
Yeah. I remember watching it, first time I watched it. Oh man, when they were in the motel room where Otis is just making that woman do things. That was
That's what I'm talking about with the gun. When he takes the gun, and he's like, you know, and then he starts sniffing the gun. Dude, it's just
that was kind of tough.
It's obscene, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, yeah.
See, favorite horror sequel: Friday the 13th Part 6. Jason Lives. That's good.
Love it. Love Part 6. I had a few questions I need to get back to real quick. Pumpkinhead says, I had agreed, Christian. I got a shirt I never saw before the convention. It's Jason standing with a butcher's apron. And it says Jason's Old Fashioned Deli. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Austin Wilcott, Christian, where did you get those Puppet Masters? I can't remember where you got them. Full Moon Direct, pretty much, just from their website. Austin Wilcott said he bought the $250 Puppet Master set they just released. Yeah, is it the one in the actual, like, in the box that opens up? I'd like to know if that was cool. And here we got, what do you guys think about the Halloween coming 2018? I'll come right back to that, because that's going to be a minute. I met Sid Haig and got his autograph and got him to write, fuck your mama, fuck your sister, fuck your grandma, but most of all, fuck you. He's getting old, so it'd be really nice to see him. He's really looking tired, which is sad because I don't want to see him go anywhere. He's so loved by everybody, but I hope he hangs on because he's looking pretty tired. He's looking pretty old. I hope he's got at least a good 5 or 10 years in him. So, because he was at Texas Frightmare year before last, and his line was so long.
He's 78. He's 78 years old.
Yeah. His line was horribly long. So I would have had to dedicate my entire day to him. So I saw him, but I did not wait in line because I'm so impatient. Like when I go to get autographs from people, I like to be in line for about 5 or 10 minutes and then move on. His line was so long, they were giving you virtual tickets with a number on it. And when your number got called, they would to finally bring you in line. That's how long his line was. He did a wedding for a couple in full Spaulding makeup for the convention that Sunday of the convention. Oh man, I'd like to see some footage of that. And yeah, like Mike's Horror Corner said, he met him, but he was out of it. Yeah, that's a shame. It's just a shame. I hope he hangs on, but such a good guy.
I mean, he's 78 years old, bro.
Yeah,
that's pushing it.
Yeah.
What is that screaming?
Oh, right now I have the remake of Night of the Living Dead on, and originally tonight's discussion I had planned was just horror remakes and which ones do you prefer over originals, and that was my number one remake that I enjoy more was the 1990 Tom Savini, and I think it's fabulous. And I had gotten on the discussion of Rob Zombie and how I was going to praise how Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because he flipped the script, so to speak, and just, did everything just different. and I like that. I like the imagery and things like that. I like that he just said, you know what, I don't care, what happened before. I'm going to do whatever I want. And when he let the gloves off, I felt that he did a better job, in my opinion. I enjoy part 2 more than part 1, so to speak.
Laura here,
So
my wife, who doesn't know anything about horror, says that she liked the Evil Dead remake better than the original. What are your thoughts on that? Because the original,
I thought
I love the new one, but it's 2 totally different movies.
yeah.
I mean, it's just 2 totally different
movies. When it comes to that franchise in general, I put Army of Darkness right at the top. I just think it's so great. Me and Cindy saw the remake, and I thought it was absolutely positively incredible. I liked that it was not I don't want to say different from I guess it really wasn't different, but it was good. I remember
it was different.
In the theater. I kept kind of backing up a little bit, like as I was watching, like, what the hell is going on? I thought it was fabulous. I saw some people just lose their minds because Mr. Bruce Campbell wasn't in it. But I don't know. I mean,
He had a
it was a
cameo.
movie.
He had a cameo.
Excuse me, shoot me. But I thought the remake was fabulous. I loved it, and as soon as it came out on video, we got it and watched it again. It's just funny because the original Evil Dead is the one I absolutely watched the least. I watch it the absolute least because it's my least favorite. Out of everything, the original is my least favorite.
It's the best one. It's the best one.
I like
the new
one.
I enjoy watching more, but no Pumpkinhead, no. He liked the TCM remake more than the original. No way. 100% disagree. The original TCM was such a brilliant movie. They didn't have to rely on fucking gallons of fake blood or any special CGI. Man, it was just a badass through and through horror movie. I don't know, man, and it wasn't even just. I mean, like the chainsaw part is scary, but it was psychologically, just such a great.
But here's the thing. That's just the thing with people like to you, it's just, and I more so agree. That's sacrilegious to say that, but hey, to Pumpkinhead, he likes the remake more than the original, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But the problem is the original movie was just gold, man. Yeah. And I think that most people would disagree, at least on TCM. Now, my wife, for instance, she likes the remake of TCM better than the original, which I think is stupid. But the original movie is just so great, man. It's just, and I'm not even one of those people. Like, I don't even necessarily like old movies. So when people want me to go watch like White Zombie again, and what's the Night of the Living Dead? No, I like the original Night of the Living Dead. The one, the remake had Tom Cruise in it, the fucking giant.
The Mummy?
With the spaceship thing. This old movie.
Oh, War of the Worlds.
No, I thought there was, whatever that one. Anyway, those movies, I don't even particularly like going back and watching those. I've seen them all, but I don't like really going back to in silent film era. I know that there's a lot of people that just they're like, oh my God, these are the best things that ever have been in cinema ever. And I disagree there. And I think that there are some remakes that do a better job than the originals. And there's certain times where I like the remakes better, but you have to still give the originals their respects. Just like Evil Dead. Like the new one is a totally different movie to me. But I love the new one and the original. But TCM, the remake, had nothing on the original. I mean, it just didn't even come close to me. I like the original, but I like Andrew Brutal Leatherface. Look, Andrew did a good job. He looks bigger and meaner and scarier and all that good stuff. But the original, and just, Gunnar Hansen, man, he did his thing.
One remake I can think of off the top of my head that I've never heard anybody disagree when I say this is The Fly. David Cronenberg's The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. I think it's not only it's when people talk about The Fly, that's the movie they're usually referring to. The one from the 50s is so primitive, and it's I don't want to say it's horrible, but you watch it, it's a joke compared to everything. The Fly is so good. The Thing is Sydney had to pop. She had to come in, and I knew she was going to say obviously The Thing too as well. That's another thing we talk about. John Carpenter's best movie he ever made to me is The Thing. I don't care how what Halloween has done for horror. The Thing is one of his best movies he ever made. There's never been a movie quite like it. And I think The Thing is fabulous. Like when people talk about the original was a thing from outer space, and it was like a Frankenstein alien, but it really wasn't based off of the short story, the original short story.
Didn't you tell me, because you're talking about like The Fly and The Thing, didn't you tell me you've never seen Dreamcatcher?
I don't want to say I did. I know I've seen the DVD cover for it, and if I have, not memorable to me. It's possible that I have, but I'm going to say no.
You've got to watch Dreamcatcher soon.
Yeah.
That was a great contribution to the horror genre, and it reminds you a lot of The Thing. It's kind of in that same premise, I guess, of how they're working shit out. Really good movie. When he's having you watched it with me the other day. Mm-hmm. You had never seen it either. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I made Laura watch it with me, and she ended up really liking it. Sitting on the toilet trying to keep the thing in there. Really good movie. And The Fly remake is great. And The Thing remake is great. I do like The Thing remake better than the original.
Yeah, The Thing is, man, I just think that's one of the best. I think it's the best movie John Carpenter ever did. It's still till this day when you watch it, it never ceases to impress me every time I watch it. The older I get, and you'll notice little things every time. It's crazy. Session 9 is a piece of garbage. I don't understand why Scream Factory put their name on it. Me and Cindy get this movie, Session 9. And I'm like, we're going to do this. I've been hearing about this. We popped this thing in, and it was, I would have rather licked a toilet seat for an hour and a half than watch this movie. Session 9 was absolute dog shit. And that's just my opinion, but Jesus Christ.
Was this the one?
Scream Factory put their names on this. For the love of God.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So there's two movies when you start talking about Session 9 that I wanted to bring up. The House is October Built. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that one. So if anybody's seen The House is October Built, speak up. Because it was actually a really cool movie. So it's based, it's these, and it hits close to me because I own a haunted house. But it's this group of friends, and they go off on a journey to explore different haunted houses and haunted attractions. Just haunted attractions. Not like they're going to see real ghosts and ghouls. They're going to haunted attractions. And there's this like really badass one called the Blue Skeleton where they're supposed to put their hands on you and stuff like that. And they end up getting initiated in it and this and that. Man, it's awesome. That one, and then there's another one called Hell House, which I made the mistake of watching. No, Count, the second one's actually really cool too. Watch the second one. It plays straight off the first one. Really good. At least I enjoyed it. I like watching it. And then Hell House. I made the mistake of watching that movie right about the same time I bought a haunted house and had to go work in it by myself. And it scared the shit out of me. Like, seriously. I was like, look, I don't even believe in ghosts or anything, right? But I'm in there watching this movie, or watch this movie, and I'm in there working by myself, and you get those creepy feelings, and that's what I started getting. So I didn't want to be in there by myself. I don't think it's called Hell House LLC. It's, let's see real quick, and I'll pull it up real fast for you. It is...
It's just Hell House, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just called Hell House, so let me pull it up. Hell House horror movie. It is. Maybe. No. Is it Hell House LLC? No. Yeah, that's it. Hell House LLC. You're right. So yeah, watch Hell House LLC. That's what it is. It was in 2015. Christian, you never watched that one yet, have you?
Hell House?
I'll see what they want. Sorry about that. What'd you say, Christian?
You referring to Hell House?
Yeah, did you watch that one?
That's the one where they buy the building and they start to, yeah, it scared the ever loving shit out of me. Well, Sydney's just sitting there like this. I am getting up out of my seat. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is going on in this motherfucker? I'm losing my mind. And she's just sitting there like this, like nothing's wrong. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't fucking sleep.
But when you're having to work in a haunted house next to that stuff that you're watching on this thing, man, it was scary. It was scary.
Dude, I'll take your word for it. I mean, hell.
So I'm seeing everybody saying Seed of Chucky was the worst. Seed of Chucky.
Oh yeah. Man, look. At what point are you supposed to take Child's Play seriously? Like, I don't know. I know you don't like it, and that's fine. I just thought Cult of Chucky was hilarious. I had a blast. It was a roller coaster ride. I thought it was funny. Oh, Matt the Collector said it's a piece of shit. I disowned it from the franchise just like I did the fourth TCM. The next TCM generation, next generation is a American fucking treasure. You don't know what you're talking about. It's one of the greatest movies in American history. Matthew McConaughey, it's good enough for me. That's all I got to say about that. The Changeling is okay. I think I've watched that one time. I wasn't in love with it, but you know, I bought it and I watched it.
You say get rid of Glenn or Glinda or whatever his name is, the movie will be okay. But where are you supposed to take it? I mean, come on, man. How many movies can you make about a doll? You know, until you have to freshen it up. So I see what the idea for the Glenn and Glinda doll thing was. It was probably the wrong direction. Colt, Austin. Look, I liked Colt in a sense of it being a Chucky movie. It was fresh. It was cool to see. But watch it. The movie doesn't really make much sense at the end. We've talked about that before on the live chat last time we were talking about it. It just leaves you with a lot of head scratchers. You know, you're like, okay, well, why did this happen? What happened here? What the hell? It's a pretty weird movie. It was decent. You know, it was a cool little Chucky slasher. I mean, you get what you pay for. You know, it's a Chucky Child's Play movie. Fender Bender. I haven't seen that one. Have you seen that, Christian?
No, I've had them before.
It was released in 2016. Fender Bender. Looks like a dominatrix guy.
I'd probably be into it.
He looks like a gimp. I don't know. I'll have to watch that.
Oh, did anybody see the Poltergeist remake? Came out a few years ago.
Yeah, we watched it.
Just kind of subpar to me. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing great about it.
All right, so Stitches. I believe I watched that. I actually liked it. I watched it around the same time I watched that other movie, Clown. Actually, Pumpkinhead just brought it up. So Clown, yeah, I think Clown was a better movie. If you're looking for a subgenre like horror clown type movie, Clown was badass. Stitches was okay. It was a little goofy at points, but Clown was pretty cool. You definitely tell it's lower budget, but you know, for a low budget horror film, it was good. What did she have to say? Okay.
Matt the Collector, if I had a chance to stomp on the remake of Psycho and wipe it off the face of the earth, I would. I disowned it from my collection. Fuck that remake. So you don't like it? That's what you're saying? Uh,
Like it. I
you know,
liked it.
I'm a big Vince Vaughn fan. He's one of those guys that
I,
I don't know what it is about him. He's one of those actors I'm just drawn to watch him on screen. Everything he does, I just think is brilliant. And I thought he was okay. I really thought he was okay. He had this kind of metro style to him, I guess, just the way he looked in the movie. He was younger, he was thinner. Um, the thing about that movie is Gus Van Sant did a shot for shot remake, which is really kind of bizarre when you think about it. I mean, shot for shot. Uh, a little bit of dialogue is different, but scene for scene, it's the same thing. Um, so I don't know. I can watch it. Matter of fact, I have like 3 or 4 versions of it on home video. I don't think it's that bad. You know.
did you ever watch Identity with John Cusack?
No.
It's actually a really good movie. You should check that out. It's got John Cusack and Ray Liotta.
I just got a picture from Pumpkinhead. Let me get this pulled up and I will show everybody.
The Blind Dead. I have not seen that.
This was the picture of Sid Haig performing a ceremony at the convention. Let me get that glare out of there. Performing the ceremony at convention as Captain Spaulding, the husband and the bride, and him dressed up. He looks fabulous. That's just great.
Just telling you, she made a drop. She didn't touch the blood. I'll try to call it.
I like the Psycho sequels a lot better than the remake. Oh my goodness, Psycho 2 is one of the best horror sequels in the world. I love Psycho 2. I think Psycho 2 is fabulous. And Psycho 3 and 4. I have all those and I've watched them countless times. I think Psycho 2 and 3 are great. And yours truly, Anthony Perkins directed part 3 himself, and I thought he did a fabulous job. Part 3 was a slasher movie, man. It really was a good movie.
I like
and the music was great too. Vince Vaughn was great in Wedding Crashers. I love Vince Vaughn. And
I like
Dodgeball.
Vince Vaughn in anything. Like you said, him just drawing you. He's kind of like Ryan Reynolds to me. No matter what he's in, I have to watch him. You know.
His acting. I don't know what it is, but the way he acts, like if he's just, I can't explain it. He's got like a nonchalantness to him about. He really doesn't look like he's acting. Like you really think it's just a camera on his life. He's so good. I just really like him, and I need to see more movies from him. I haven't seen him in a while, so I need to see what he's been up to. I need to check his IMDb.
I disagree, Matt the Collector. Halloween 2, 2009 blows big chunks. I liked it.
I think it's fabulous.
I like anything he's touched, man.
Yeah, like I said, I like part 2 better than part 1. I think part 2, when he said, you know what, let's go crazy. I thought that's when it was. I like that better. I love the dream sequences with that pumpkin people, the king pumpkins, and then the skeleton with the mic. I thought it was great. You know, I thought it was just so good. And I love Dr. Loomis because that's about right in America. You know, the doctor doesn't care about saving nobody's life. He wants to make money. So with that book coming out and everything, I thought that was realistic to me. It really was. He was all about himself. He wanted to do the book tours. He wanted to be on TV. I love that. I love that about Halloween 2. I really did. And yeah, Psycho 4 was kind of weird that, you know, the mom would kind of, you know, mess with the boy, and then when the boy would get an erection, it was just so weird. Then she would yell at him. It really was crazy. It didn't quite make sense.
What was that? What was that movie? You know which one I'm talking about. Actually, I watched another clown movie the other day. I was going to bring up when we were talking about clown stuff. It's called Circus Kane. You guys should check that out. It just came out in 2017. It was low rated, you know, but I actually really liked it. Circus Kane was actually a pretty cool movie. So I would definitely check that out. But Christian, I know you're a big wrestling fan. What did you think about that See No Evil?
See No Evil 2 was really good. Much better than See No Evil. See No Evil 2 was fabulous, and Danielle Harris was in it. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
See No Evil 2, you gotta see it. It was
I,
awesome. Fucking
I haven't
awesome.
seen it. I haven't seen it. After the first one, I was like, I'm not gonna.
See No Evil 1 is shit. It's terrible. 2 was awesome. I mean, 2 was so good. Me and Cindy watched it, and we were like, Jesus Christ, this is part. It was so much better. The production was better. The acting was better. No more stupid characters that, just typical. Okay, we gotta have the drunk guy. We gotta have the rowdy guy. We gotta have the black guy. We gotta have the slut. They said, no, we're gonna get away. It was good. It was so good. You got to see it. Really good.
I will definitely check that out.
Pumpkinhead. The one thing I hated at first about H2O was the hobo hobo Michael idea, but it grew on me because that's how Michael would be in real life. He wouldn't be bagging groceries at Walmart. Check this out. I watched an interview with Tyler Main, and he said when they finished Halloween 1, Rob Zombie told him, I need you to let your hair grow out, and I need you to not shave because we're going to do this movie called Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was going to be a movie about boxing, and that was going to be the character. And when they were going to move in production for Halloween 2 and Rob wasn't going to do it, and he finally jumped on board at the last minute, so to speak, Tyler had the beard, the long hair, and then they apparently, like, Rob said, we're just going to go with it, which makes sense to me. It doesn't bother me. Michael, if you're not shaving and you're not cutting your hair, I'd imagine it would get long. But that was actually the real reason he had all that long hair, not necessarily because that was a direction Rob had taken for the character.
I think that he's just saying the whole him coming to the truck stop deal and all that, right?
Let me read his comment again. I mean, I typically, that's what I think. I think he's talking about the way he looks. Because in two, he had that beard down to his fucking belly button. When he had the mask on, he'd have his mask on, and you would see just this big old mass of hair under the mask. But I tell you what does bother me, and it's not necessarily because Michael Myers talked, but the fact that he just yells "die" at the end. Oh, it's kind of cringy to me. I forgive it though. I don't know. I just hate when I hear it "die." I figured he would have said something a little bit better than that, but I don't know. I wish he just wouldn't have said anything at all.
Yeah, the recasting of young Michael I didn't like. I thought the first kid was
kind of gay.
Good.
That kid was just weird. He was like not even American. Like I don't think he really spoke English. Or maybe he was, and it was just I remember seeing him from Hancock, and he spoke real funny, and he was just really annoying, and I don't know, just a strange looking person, and now he's like really
looking, but like the kid was, I mean, he was perfect, man. I like that one. I
like the kid that they had in part 2 when they went to the flashbacks and showed that. See, I wish that kid would have done the first one. Personally, I didn't like him. Oh, he was so annoying to me. I didn't like him. But then again, you're not supposed to like him, I guess.
That's true.
Looked like a drugged out Macaulay Culkin. He does. He's tall and he's like 6'1", 98 pounds. Yes, ma'am. Can you what? Go ahead. I'm in my boxers. I don't feel like getting up. It's right there. Sitting, go grab it. They've seen you before? Somebody doesn't like my wife on my YouTube channel, especially on my Chucky video. They said very hurtful things.
I saw
City
that.
has the thing. I used to put City in a video, I would get a dislike like that. He doesn't like me, and I was like, no, I don't think that's true. But then I do a video right afterwards with just me, and I'd have 4 or 5 likes like that, and I wouldn't get no dislikes. So she's for sure somebody just doesn't like her. All right.
Sydney, I'm sorry everybody hates you.
Oh well.
She said, "Oh well." Dave G, hello, Mr. Christian Hannah Horror. Oh, hello, Mrs. Christian Hannah Horror. Yeah. Now he is a strange looking adult. Like I said, he's like doing like rapping on stage. That's the video I saw being shared, was him on stage rapping. I was like, what the hell is this? What the fuck? Oh man. Christian, were you as pissed about the Slappy doll? Were you as Christian, was you as sorry, I just know it's gonna be a troll, so I'm trying to. Christian, was you as pissed about the Slappy doll behind you as I was? I realized it was a string to make him talk, and not you and not sticking your hand. Oh, yeah. Well, see, they have the website I got that from. There's higher models of that, and I can't remember the website. It was a strange website, and I was for sure that after I ordered it, it wasn't going to be sent to me. Yeah, it's a cheap ass doll. It was in my wedding, by the way. I had this skinny little bastard wear a bloody t-shirt and hold a Slappy doll, and I told him to do it. Okay, let's see what Matt the Collector's got. Okay, I've got the first season for like $3 to $5. That's my video. I'll put on a triple disc case. What are you talking about? What show are you talking about? I don't remember. I don't remember. Pumpkin Head said he is not a troll. He just likes. He has different tastes like TCM. And there's nothing wrong with that, Pumpkinhead. I like differing opinions. I don't want everybody to like the same thing. If everybody liked the same thing, we wouldn't be talking right now, you know?
I think he was talking about the Bates Motel show.
Oh yeah, I loved the Bates Motel show. I thought that was great.
I couldn't get into it.
I loved it.
I tried. I couldn't really get into it much. I really did try.
I thought it got better by every season. I did.
Pumpkinhead, there's nothing wrong with having different tastes, dude. Me and Christian pretty much disagree on everything. So
oh yeah.
That's what makes it fun though, to be able to rap on different topics and try to get a different viewpoint of it. Because like to me, H3, the Season of the Witch, I don't like that movie that much. I mean, I respect it for what it is. Cool, I get it, I understand. But that whole cult following that movie has, not for me. I didn't like it. I didn't really enjoy it. And it wasn't even necessarily because, Michael Myers wasn't in the movie. I don't know. I just didn't really care for it.
All right, Pumpkin, if we're going to go there, people think that Kane is the best Jason ever, but to me, it's C.J. Graham. I'm going to tell you who I think the best Jason is. My favorite movies have Kane Hodder before, but I'm going to say it now. And I think Sydney would agree with me. The best performance of Jason in any of the Friday the 13th, in my opinion, was Ted White in the final chapter. He was the most visceral. I thought he was the best. Just the way he stood was the best. I thought Ted White was the best, and I wish he would have done more. But at the same time, I'm glad he didn't do more because it makes his one movie that much more special. I thought he was the best, and he was the most experienced stuntman to do the role. So I'd love to know what everybody else thinks. I really do think it was Steve Dash. Not Steve Dash, I mean Ted White. Steve Dash was good too, but Ted White I think was the best. And he's a sweetheart. He's an old man now too. He was old when he did the movie. And he does the conventions, and I think Sydney would agree. I mean, we love Ted White. He was a mean son of a bitch. Yeah, and Mike's Horror Corner says, I agree. I like Ted White the most. I actually got to meet the guy. Ted, I mean, Mike, how was your experience? Was he a kind guy? Because he looks really nice in his old age. You know, he looks like he was really nice, a nice guy. And it looks like people are agreeing with me, which is good. Not that I needed you to, but I'm glad that you guys see where I'm coming from. Pumpkin says, I agree. Ted White was a badass. Non-horror fans pissed me off when they said, Jason, don't run. Bullshit. Watch part 2 through 4. Clearly, Jason clearly runs. I agree. I have legitimately, maybe Jeremy's had the same instance before. I have literally talked to people about horror movies, and I'll say Jason Voorhees to them, and they'll say, who? And I'll say, Jason Voorhees. Who is that? And then I'll say, Jason. And they're like, oh. Like, if you throw the last name at them, they're like, who are you talking about? Which is just bizarre to me. Bizarre to me. You know.
What's your favorite Friday the 13th film?
My favorite film was Jason Takes Manhattan. And you know, my second favorites, they really rotate. I'd like to say my number 2 is all of them, but honestly, my second favorite is probably a tie between Final Chapter and A New Beginning. A New Beginning is that's another movie that's just so good to me, and that one wasn't Jason. You know, but I thought it was good. I really like that one. I like the Roy Burns, you know, character.
I'll probably have the unpopular opinion on my favorite film out of it. I don't even know which one to call it, but the Versus, man. I loved it. I loved everything about it. The soundtrack, the actors. I mean, dude, I really like that movie. And that was my favorite Jason. Like, I think that's what does it for me more so, is that's my favorite looking Jason and my favorite portrayal.
The look was great. There was a huge outcry that Kane Hodder didn't get the role, and they gave it to I forgot the gentleman's name. He was a taller guy.
Ken Kersinger.
Yeah, there was a big outcry that they never gave the role to Jason. The fans were pissed. Nobody's mad at Ken. What's the guy going to do? Say, well, I'm not going to do the role because people want Jason. I mean, people want Kane to do it. I think the older I get and the more I watch the movie, the more I see that they really wanted Jason to not be so the way Kane was like that. The character, they wanted him kind of just dead, you know. I like Freddy versus Jason too. I don't have any issue with it. I know a lot of people say they wanted it to be darker, they wanted it to be more this or that, but at the same time, it's like, look, man, you can't. What's the point of trying to make this scary? You just can't do it. These people love these characters, and you know, I don't know. I do get a little bummed out when I see that they feel, well, you got a movie named Freddy versus Jason. If that's not going to bring people to a movie theater, I don't know what else is. Why do you need to put people from Destiny's Child in the movie? Like that they had that one girl who was in the group in the movie. Like, you don't need that. It's not necessary. Why don't you just get some actors in there that want to, that, you know, either give some people a break or what? But like, I hate it when they feel they have to do that. Why do you have to throw some pop culture into it? It wasn't necessary in my opinion. So. Now, LL Cool J in Halloween H2O, that was an exception. He did such a good job. And his acting skills, as you can see, he's still acting to this day. He's on television, on USA Network all the time. On, I forget the show. It's a show like some kind of crime show, but you know, he was great. So
the Tremors series, but I have the Tremors 5 movie pack. Dude, I absolutely love this shit right here. This is awesome.
Yeah, I like Kevin Bacon a lot.
This is the whole anthology. I haven't even watched these. I don't even know if Laura's seen all these.
That used to scare the ever-living hell out of me as a kid. My dad used to always tease me when we were outside. It would scare the hell out of me. I would always jump on his back. Right there, son. I would jump on his back all the time. You know, it's funny when you're so little and you watch these movies, you see these movies as straight up legitimate, just horror movies. You don't see comedy. You don't see funny dialogue. Just straight up scare the shit out of you. And then you get older and you say, was that? you feel like it was like a Mandela effect or something, where you feel like you're in a different world. Like, this wasn't the movie I saw when I was little, because this was
Yeah.
scary to me. Now you watch it, it's like, this is a comedy, and it's legitimately a comedy. It's bizarre.
I always thought Tremors was funny, even back in the day. I don't know. I loved the movie when it came out. I was just like, is it Bert? Ain't that his name, Bert?
Yeah, I think
Dude,
so.
the gun nut. And and I
Right.
don't give a shit who you are, where you're at in life. You all know a Bert. Everybody here in this chat that's watching right now, you all know a Bert. Everybody knows that gun nut, fucking just crazy, like stack MREs in their garage type of dude. Carries a pistol everywhere they go, and it's just so relatable. It's funny. But I really enjoyed the Tremors movies. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Okay.
a not talked about series much, but go ahead.
I'm just catching up on comments. I don't want to leave people out. Pumpkinhead says, I thought about legally changing my last name to Voorhees since my name is Jason. Please do it. Dave G says, I've always loved Halloween 3. Really wish the franchise went the direction Carpenter wanted to instead of the same old slasher film. How things would be different. But as as it goes, what doesn't make money will cease to exist. So when Halloween 3 didn't make any money, they stopped it quickly. And that seems like it's pretty typical of Universal. Universal, like, if something makes money, they will keep it going. But if something's just not making money, they'll stop it. Matt the Collector says, anybody like the Tremors TV series? I never saw it. I never heard the most positive things about it. But then again, I don't like judging something by just commentary. So I'd have to see it for myself to let you know for sure.
I never even watched the Friday the 13th TV series.
Oh,
I own it. I've never watched it.
It's obviously, I'm sure you can tell. I mean, it's just the title. There's no Jason anywhere in it, and the video quality is so. You've got to really focus in when you're watching it to like see everything. The video quality. Some of them are okay. Some of them are okay. The guy who was in Jason Goes to Hell, the main character, the guy who gets put in jail at the end and all that, and he's the one that has the baby he's trying to get to. He is in the show, and he got to do Jason Goes to Hell because he was in the show, and one of the directors liked him from the series, so they put him in Jason Goes to Hell. NCIS Los Angeles. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. LL Cool J was kick ass in H2O. He was so good in H2O. He knew how to act, though. Wasn't overacted, had a good character, had good dialogue. So that, like you said, Busta Rhymes and Destiny's Child Woman need to stick to singing and not being horror. It's a bummer that they feel that they need to put those kinds of people's, like, Freddy vs. Jason did not need anybody from Destiny's Child in it. The movie made, I can't tell you how many millions of dollars. I can't tell you. If I had 10% of what that movie made, I would never have to work a day in my life. Put it to you like that. Hell, maybe 5%.
Yeah, the Busta Rhymes thing was cheesy, man. He killed that movie for me.
Yeah.
And I actually liked the movie. I liked the whole idea of that movie. Busta Rhymes, man, he sucks. He's not a very good
terrible. Actor. It was terrible. But like I said, just going back to what I was saying, like, I have no problem with a hip hop guy per se being in a movie. The delivery's just got to be there. Busta Rhymes was a terrible actor. He was just terrible.
Yeah, and then it got into the whole kung fu shit. Dude, come on.
I can't believe somebody wrote that down. Like, somebody had to write that down on paper for a script, and then it had to be executed on film.
I feel like that was maybe some ad-lib shit in there or something like that. I don't know, man. Because there's another movie where he watches nothing but kung fu stuff. Like, he's actually into kung fu, apparently.
Right.
Tales from the Crypt count definitely by far the best horror TV show. That and the Twilight Zone. It's a hard toss up there because the Twilight Zone gets a lot more psychological at times than Tales from the Crypt. It's more just in your face horror. So I actually enjoy both of those. And that is some of the black and white stuff that I can actually go back and watch and not have a problem with. But I love the Tales from the Crypt. I grew up on it.
Tales from the Crypt is great. That was a horror show made by horror people.
Great
stuff.
Great.
Yeah. Christian, I agree with you. When Nightmare on Elm Street 5, I'm defending the movie. Yeah, see that your little picture right there is the Dream Child. I just love it. I just love the movie. I thought it was
Wasn't
great.
it?
I thought it had a great.
I'm about to look this up.
Was it
Wasn't
what?
it LL Cool J that did that? Didn't he do that shark movie? What the hell was that called? Where they back
Yeah, that
ribs?
was Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, he did
Deep
that
Blue
too.
Sea was awesome.
That was actually a good movie. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That was a good movie too.
One of the few shark movies to actually, make it, so to speak.
Yeah,
Obviously, if it's a shark movie and it's not Jaws, typically they don't usually do very well. But so fun. It
Jaws
was such.
set the bar for fucking shark movie. It's gonna be hard to come out with a shark movie that will
Oh,
ever.
absolutely. I don't know if
I mean,
anything will ever.
you just gotta go in a completely fucking ridiculous direction like Sharknado to even try. You know.
Pumpkinhead says people hate on Bordello of Blood, but it has tons of boobs. How can you hate that? I agree. I think I have on Demon Knight. I don't have Bordello of Blood. Actually, I do. It's not on. I have Demon Knight on Scream Factory, but the Bordello one I have like on a 2-pack somewhere on my shelf. I'd have to dig it out to watch it.
Thinking about boobs and tons of boobs there, Pumpkinhead. That's another movie that Christian highly disagrees with me on. Is From Dusk Till Dawn. You don't like that movie.
It's there's nothing wrong with it. I don't some. It's just one of those movies that I just don't. I just don't. I don't latch on to it like people do. That now that scene with that Spanish woman with the snake around her. Oh my goodness, I love it. But just I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino guy. Like I don't see it. He's. I like
Quentin
him as a
Tarantino
person.
makes me
I think he's
dude.
as a person. I love him. I've seen him shut down people in interviews so much about like they want to get him to talk about horror in movies and if he feels responsible. If somebody, I love him, but I don't know. He's good, but Jesus Christ, I don't know. I've watched countless numbers of his movies. I've seen the Pulp Fictions. I've seen Reservoir Dogs. I've seen it. Okay, he's good, but I'm not a Quentin Tarantino guy. I'm not on the ship with him, I guess.
Man, that's like one of my favorite directors ever. It's just
That's great. I mean, that's great.
oh man.
People love
Quentin
him.
Tarantino's great. He makes badass movies, man.
Yeah. I
It's
like him. I like him better than I do his movies. I think he's a really cool guy. I really do. Um,
Death Proof
uh,
was good. Kurt Russell's just badass anyway, though.
yeah.
Matt the Collector's about to get his ass whooped, saying Jaws sucks. Man, I
Matt,
don't think
Matt
horror fans
has
gonna let
always
you get away with that. I don't think
Matt
they'll
has
let you get away
always
with that.
Matt has always voiced his dislike of Jaws.
What?
Thank you,
Come
Dave
on.
G. To hell with Quentin Tarantino. To hell with him.
Dude,
No, like I said, I like him.
Genius.
I like him. I think he's a really smart guy. Just not into his films so
I
much.
didn't really care. I didn't really care as much. It was like a one and done type movie, The Hateful Eight. It's more of a one and done. Like you watch it once and you're like, all right, I'm good with that. But Pulp Fiction, man, I could watch that over and over. It's like one of my favorite movie ever is Fight Club. It's like that. You can just keep watching those movies.
I couldn't tell you like who my favorite director is right now who's still making movies. You don't really have like rock stars like you used to. Directors used to be rock stars, man. Everybody knew they were, but I guess
Quentin Tarantino.
I like James Wan. He does, he's done a lot of good horror movies. He's done some good stuff. He needs to have a comeback film. But
I think Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, Clint Eastwood makes badass movies.
yeah. I like that movie he did with the car. I think it was Gran Torino. It was really
Gran
good.
Torino, yeah, with Clint Eastwood. Yeah, it was a badass movie.
I like that one.
Stanley Kubrick That's one of my favorite directors, man. Clockwork Orange is like one of my all-time favorite horror movies. Eli
James
Roth.
Wan did Saw 1.
Eli Roth is okay. I don't know.
He seems like he produces a lot more so now than directs. Like he's got Eli Roth Presents type things. Like I see his name on a lot of things.
Like, I like Eli Roth because he makes obscure movies that I guess tries to take movies in a different direction. We watched that Knock Knock movie. Me and Laura did. She really liked it. I liked it too. It was pretty cool. And we talked about the Hostel stuff. I really like Hostel. Cabin Fever, it was okay. Clown was really cool.
Oh, I
He had
love
something.
Clown.
He had something to do with the Grindhouse stuff with Death Proof, and then I think he did some Exorcist movies and stuff like that. Something like that. Oh, he did 2001 Maniacs with Robert Englund. That was cool.
Matt the Collector's at it again. The Saw films should have never been made. They are total messed up pieces of garbage for disturbed individuals. Well, sign me up. I'm a disturbed individual. And I will be to the day I die.
I like the Saw stuff, man. I thought that was a good original idea.
Oh yeah, man. Saw 1 is. I think it's great. I think Saw 1 is great.
I mean that was just an all around good movie. Totally different, and then you had all the spin-offs and stuff.
Yeah. Count, thank you for joining in. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Get you involved in one of these next time. For sure. So get some sleep, buddy, and I will talk to you soon.
And Austin, I would agree with that. The sequels do get carried away. That's the only thing I would say. When you have like part 15 or something, it's like, all right, man, it's done, it's over with. It's just like you were saying, earlier. Everybody's talking about having too many seasons of a show that you like. It starts to taint the image of why you got into the show in the first place. And I definitely think that Saw has gotten there. I think they just released a new one this year, didn't they?
Yeah, Jigsaw, which I did think was pretty good. I really did.
I haven't been able to see it yet.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You kind of got to know when to stop, though. I know you. At some point, I think horror fans realize, hey, dude, this is just a fucking cash grab at this point. Like, you're just trying to milk every single penny out of that until the last drop.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why they do them. The people who make these don't give a shit about horror.
But then it's just quantity over quality. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw really got to be a problem for me when you get to like the first three. If somebody was going to say I want to get into the Saw series, I would give them the first three movies and I would say watch these and you'll really enjoy them. My problem is basically 4, 5, and 6 all take place at the same time. So when you go to see a movie, you're ready to see a continuation. That's what's so great about Friday the 13th, where one movie ends, the next one begins. And fans love that. I know I love that. When Saw started getting to where 4, 5, and 6 literally took place damn near at the same time, just different parts in the world of Saw. That's what really was like, oh, so we're not getting anywhere. You want to get somewhere. And that was a big problem for me. And I don't know if if they thought that was cool or what, but I know that really got on my nerves. And I was like, I want to continue the story. And if you're not going to continue it, then what's the point? So
yeah, it's like the solid build up before the climax. And I guess Jigsaw was supposed to be the final climax, right? Ain't that the last movie, I think?
Plus Chester Bennington was in a Saw film. Rest in peace, Chester. He was in the final chapter. Saw the final chapter. And I mean, granted, all he was doing was screaming, but you know what? He did a pretty damn good job. And that's sad about Chester. I really don't want to get into that too much about suicide and all that on this channel, but rest his soul. It's sad to see him gone.
Yeah, him and Chris Cornell were best buds, and he did it on Cornell's birthday. Kind of fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Sad.
the new Hellraiser OST vinyl. I've been hearing mixed things about it. I haven't taken mine out of the shrink wrap, Austin, so I really don't want to lie to you.
I haven't either. My brain on the
I
wall.
couldn't tell you. Yeah, I don't typically listen to a lot of. I collect vinyls out the butt, but I don't typically listen to the horror ones so much. But you know what? I might take you up on that. I might pop mine open one day and listen to it. Now I've got some new vinyls I do like down there. I'll keep some vinyls that I actually want to play. Like I've got The Thing down there, and I've got Halloween and things like that. So, but I have not listened to the Hellraiser, so I don't want to lie to you and give you an answer. The new Annabelle movie was great. I never saw it. I saw the first one. I can't really remember too much about it, so I'll have to get around to seeing the sequel for that.
I hope you're not stuck loading. I kind of keep my computer turned on. This what I'm showing on my computer.
No, Matt the Collector. Nobody's gonna kick your ass. We're just messing with you.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
This is what my computer is showing me. So
that's weird.
I don't know if you're actually still on. It's frozen. Yeah, Matt. Nobody's gonna do that, buddy.
A couple music things. Chester has one of the best screams ever in music. Him and Corey Taylor have vocal cords like a motherfucker. Won't disagree with that.
Let me refresh. Maybe it's my screen.
Pumpkinhead, Phil Anselmo had the best screams back in the day. Yeah, Pantera is one of the biggest bands in the world, man. Hey, do any of you have the Halloween Mondo soundtrack on vinyl? I really want it. Yes, I do have the Halloween soundtrack. It's right down there, and it sounds great. It sounds great. Am I going to watch Hellraiser Judgment? I guess so. I'll eventually check it out.
I actually got to meet Phil Anselmo, which is really cool. That was sweet. When he came to Live Oaks, super joy.
Christian, are you going to watch Hellraiser Judgment? Oh, I think I just answered that. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they recasted Pinhead. Oh, I figured they would. Dave G said he smoked a joint with Phil after a show in Philly. So that's funny.
Don't doubt that. You know, Phil, though, when you meet him, what's funny is you could tell the dude's putting on an act, man. Because when I met him, you know, on all his albums or all his pictures, he's sitting there like this. You know, that's how that dude walks around, bro. Like, no bullshit. He walks around with his arms crossed, just chin in the air, real fucking mean mug. That's how that dude walks. It's pretty weird. Yeah, I guess my internet is screwed here at the house.
Christian, do you think Laserdiscs sound better than Blu-ray? I've heard debates about that. Under the right conditions, Laserdisc can sound better than anything. The thing about a Laserdisc is it's essentially like a record. Even though it's a disc, it's not digital sound, it's analog sound. So the music files are not compressed. They're big, they're wide open, they're loud. Hooked to the correct sound system and plugged up the correct way, Laserdisc can sound like a movie theater experience, without a doubt. There's no compression on anything. So yes, I do think under right circumstances, nothing can touch Laserdisc in regards to sound. Till this day, I think that.
I can no longer load comments.
I'll keep you posted.
Comcast.
Geek Got Cinema was saying, I just thought I would ask Christian, since you collect vinyl, I got to try to snag one. Do you remember what the retail price was? I can't. I think I probably paid about $40 for it. This was back in 2013 or 14.
For what vinyl?
This was the Halloween Mondo vinyl that came out. This was a full soundtrack. Not it wasn't a single like you had gotten a while back. This was like a full complete soundtrack.
Yep, I got the single. But I'll tell you what I did get that not many people got, I don't believe. As far as vinyls go, I've kind of just now getting into the vinyls. So I got my Close Encounters and others, some Glares, my Scream, and that's the single vinyl. But, and I don't know, I haven't gotten a frame for it yet. Let me get, where did I put it? I have to find it. It might actually be in my actual record collection, but I have that Predator vinyl, which is badass. I have to dig around for it and see where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't think you got that one. It was a limited run of the Predator vinyls, but it had like beautiful artwork on it.
Right,
cool.
Right. Geek Out, since I have some in here, I'll just show you. This is kind of like my vinyls. I just keep here. I have much more than this. This is just a few that I listen to on the regular. And a lot of these Sydney got me. Check this out. This is an original Return of the Living Dead, and one of the best soundtracks to a horror movie I've ever heard. I love this movie. I could go on and on about it, but I'm not going to. Okay, this is the Halloween you're talking about. This is the Mondo, and the artwork's really cool because if you look here on the mouth, it's actually the house and everything, which is really, really neat. And here's the inside artwork on it. And it's got the house as well, and I think there's I don't know if that's Michael carrying somebody inside. And like I said, extremely comprehensive soundtrack on 2 discs. So if you can get your hands on it, please do. It sounds fabulous. I mean, I will listen to this thing regularly. If I'm coming in here to do a little bit of work, or if I'm coming in here just to get away in my horror room and I'm just watching, I will put this on and just let it play. And it doesn't play it. I think it plays at 78 RPMs instead of 45. So it's got a different spin cycle than most. And this was a new one. I got The Thing, which sounds really good too. That was from Waxwork. And I haven't listened to this yet, but this is the Tales from the Dark Side. The artwork on that is sick.
That's really awesome. Like it. Yeah.
And that was a good movie. And then my favorite,
I've got that Return of the Living Dead one. But I don't know where the hell my Predator one went, man.
Yeah. And my favorite, Aaron Snipes or whoever was asking me before, one of my favorite soundtracks to a horror movie was this right here, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. This is so hard to find. I waited months to find this on eBay, and then one finally popped up, and I finally got it. And it's an import, as you can see. I think this was from the UK. This was an import I found online, and had the original shrink wrap on it and everything. One of my favorite movies, and I love the soundtrack, and I found Julian Cope because of this movie, and Julian Cope is one of my favorite musicians now. I love him. So I wish rock and roll used to be such a big part of horror music back in the day, and especially movies like that would take bands that weren't exactly huge bands, like they were underground bands and stuff like that, and put them on these movies, and they would get a whole new audience. And I'd like to start seeing a little bit more of that in movies. Get some bands that aren't exactly in the mainstay on some of these horror movies, and put them on the soundtrack and let people hear it. I want the Friday the 13th Part 3 vinyl. I have that as well. That is a great vinyl because of the disco theme. So I love listening to that. I think Jeremy's still looking for his Predator. He would show that if he finds it.
No, I pretty much given up on it. I'm actually looking at what I'm going to watch here soon.
Yeah.
Might go with this guy right here. Dun dun dun.
Chud.
Yeah. Might watch Chud.
Pumpkin had said Misfits popped up in the film Bruiser. I was stoked about that. And Nightmare on Elm Street 3 had Doc and Dream Warriors. Obviously, that's the reason I found Doc, and I've been a fan since. So
then you have Pet Sematary, which had a huge. I mean, it mimicked the whole thing.
Yes.
I don't want to be buried
Yeah, that was my none. That wasn't. That was not the song that introduced me to Ramones, but it was the song that got me into them. I was like, okay, so they're not just oh, let's go. And once I got into them, I was like, oh my goodness, I love this band.
Yeah, you really it give you a new light, especially if you're a horror fan. Just seeing those bands, Mushroomhead, which is one of my favorite bands, they were actually in a horror movie too. I can't remember which one. And then Motograter did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, I believe. But Motograter was the lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch. It's his old band back when they were good, and it was a song called Suffocate, and it was on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So if you get a chance to check out Motograter and you like heavy metal, badass band, way better than Five Finger Death Punch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Five Finger Death Punch fan. So.
All right. Right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of y'all. I do. But I've got to be up early. I've got to get to the gym. We got a show tomorrow benefiting children.
We're doing it for the kids.
And and Sean Beard, oh, you just popped in. Sean, I'll give you a quick shout out because I love you so much. Sean Beard is one of the most interesting guys on the planet. And he's one of my favorite people. He's a huge Beavis and Butthead fan. But Sean,
man, I love Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, Sean, I'm so sorry that you just getting in here, Sean, because I'm wrapping it up. I've got to get to bed. I got a busy day tomorrow. So just want to say thank you to everybody for participating again. I can always count on you guys to spice up my life. And I know I plan on doing an hour, but once we get rolling, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, how long has this been?
It's been 2 hours.
All right.
We did a solid 2 hours, which is longer than we did. It was 20 minutes last time, but Sean, I'm sorry. I'll shoot you a message next time we go live. I'd love to have you'd be the life of the party. So we'll get you in next time for sure. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Matt, Dave, everybody else who participated. It's been a blast, and you guys make this all possible. So, and I know Jeremy appreciates you guys as well.
Definitely.
So
thank you guys.
We will see you guys sooner rather than later, and you guys all have a very well good night. And Jeremy, I will be seeing you before you know it tomorrow. So
good night, guys.
Everybody be good. I love y'all. All right, good night.